Hey guys, this is Brian from Impact Events.
And this is Matthew.
And today we are going to talk about verbal de-escalation. Alright, so what are we talking about when we say verbal de-escalation? Basically, it's pretty much exactly like it sounds. We are going to actually use our words to de-escalate the situation, to calm the situation down. My goal in any situation is to be able to talk the guy down as much as I possibly can. Now, I've actually been in situations like this where I've used these tactics in a couple of different situations, and it is very, very effective. And as long as we can do this, then we do win. And we need to remember that this is winning the situation when you are able to get out of it and never having to throw a strike. All right, so once we see someone walking toward us, one of the things we want to do is we want to make sure that we take 1 foot step back, and we want to take our hand and stick it out. Now, we've talked about this before in some of our videos, and we want to acknowledge their existence. Say, do you need something? Can I help you? Something along those lines, just to let them know that you know they're there. So once they are aware of that, sometimes if they're up to no good, they're just going to walk on off. If I am here, what we're going to do is actually break down where we're going from here next. If you're standing with your feet shoulder width apart, you want to take that 1 foot step straight back. So your feet are still shoulder width apart this way. And now you turn your feet just a little bit. You have one hand up. And here, my feet are shoulder width apart this way. They're also shoulder width apart this way. So I have one hand up. This is in between myself and the potential attacker. Now, once I think they become a threat, that's when my other hand's gonna come up. And we've talked about this before, where we tell them to stop, we tell them to back up. Okay, so now, if I'm right here, and maybe this has started off with this guy's mad at me. So Matthew comes up and he's mad at me or something. Maybe I accidentally took his parking spot, anything, I don't know. So I'm right here. What I'm wanting to do is try to calm the situation down. But if you can think about the most boring teacher you ever had in school, where they spoke in a very monotone voice and they never got excited about anything and they just always spoke on the same level. That is going to be your goal. You don't want to be excited with your voice. You want to be really calm. And what you're wanting to do is try to take their calmness down. What happens a lot of times when you start talking to someone, if you're very excited, they get very excited. This is even in a general conversation. But if you're really calm, generally they will mirror you. So if I'm in this situation, he is mad. I'd say I took his parking spot. So he's mad at me for taking his parking spot.
Man, didn't you see that? I was waiting on that parking spot for 10 minutes, man.
I'm sorry.
Come on.
No, man, I didn't see it. I really apologize. I'll tell you what, I'll move a vehicle, you can have the spot, all right?
All right.
All right, so you see, number one, I'm being very calm. I'm not getting really excited and everything. Number two, remember that a parking spot is not worth getting into a physical altercation. So you notice that I offered to move my vehicle, and a lot of times that will just take all of that away. So be willing to actually go out of your way to help that person in the case, especially if you did do something wrong. And sometimes it's just a misunderstanding and you don't have anything to do with the situation. So for me, one time, there was a guy whose pet had been hit by a car and he assumed for some reason that it was me, and actually I was just pulling through and this had happened several minutes prior. But he come up very angry and starts talking to me about this. Now, in this situation, my wife was also with me, and I go into the verbal de-escalation mode. In this kind of situation, we never want to take the guilt or take the blame for the situation. We're just trying to calm it down and let them know that you were not the one to do it. So in this situation, it was really calm. I was really ready. I was constantly trying to keep a hand in between myself and him, and making sure that while I was talking to him and to let him know that it had nothing to do with us, I'm also trying to be ready just in case that person got mad enough to take a swing. All right, so some general rules that we want to make sure that we follow in this situation. Number one, we want to continue to keep that spear stance. Remember, feet shoulder width apart this way and also this way. This way, if you have to strike, and we'll talk about that in our next video, if you have to strike, you still are able to get power in your strikes. You want to keep your hands up. And sometimes you may speak with your hands, and that's fine, as long as I'm constantly leaving one hand up at all times. I do not want to look menacing or aggressive in any way. Okay, the moment I close my hands, he's going to perceive that as I'm ready to fight. All right, so I'm keeping my hands open because I want to not portray aggression in this kind of situation. I want to almost portray like a passivity, or anything where I'm just trying to keep the situation as calm as possible. Just remember that I'm also wanting to keep distance. So this is about as close as I ever want to let him get to me. And actually, because of the camera's sake, we're not really moving around a lot. But understand that if I'm right here and he continues to push forward and is mad, I'm going to take steps back. So when we are here, I want to make sure that I keep that distance where I know he cannot just reach out and hit me if he gets mad enough to. All right, so just some points that we need to remember. Make sure that you keep your distance from the person. Make sure that when you're speaking, if they are upset and angry, which is the situation we're talking about today, make sure you keep that nice, monotone, slow speaking voice where we're completely not excited. Make sure that we keep our hands up in between you and your attacker. And make sure, take the blame if it applies, but redirect it if it does not. All right, guys, thank you very much for watching the video. If you would like to see more content like this, be sure to subscribe down below, click the like button, and also click that notification bell. You can also check us out over on Facebook under Impact Defense, and check out our website, impactdefensenc.com. Thank you very much.